Okay, just sorry about this. Oops, it's not going to play ball either. Really, really sorry. Okay, hopefully I might just put a bit of light on as well. There we go. Hopefully that's all right. So, hi, I'm Sue Boo, bringing crafting to you. And today I'm going to make a tall card. I have got, I think this is a what you call a standard letter envelope. I think I'll just tell you the measurements. It's 8 and 5/8 by 4, and it's 5/16 really there. And so I decided to use this envelope to make a card. So I've designed it around this envelope. But I'd seen something on Pinterest that I really liked. The lady's name. Oh no, I can't find the lady's name now. I'll try and put the lady's name in the description box so you can perhaps search her out. So we're going to start off with, I've cut myself a Merry Christmas, and it's got a few layers. So this was actually straight from Design Space. I'm going to call these sessions Craft Along with Me, because what I've done is I've prepared so much of my elements and hopefully that will inspire you to create something similar. So I'm going to glue these together. So it's got the first Merry Christmas, then it's kind of got a shadow, and so I've done that in the Night of Navy cardstock. But then I'm going to glue this onto the brush gold. So I got these in a pack a long time ago, the brush gold, and I must admit I've gone mad with the gold and doing what I've done, and it's really barely anything left. Right, so that, whoops, if I get that in position, that's glued now, so we'll stick that on one side. I've also done a church, and the church, really, the top of it, it measures almost, well, it's 5 3/4 really, just over, and I've done a gold back to go on that so that you've got all the lovely gold shining through. So these are off the Design Space. So I'm going to, as you can see, you've got more than one side to a card. I've used that there, so just trying to be careful with this. There we go. So I want to put it onto the gold. Now I'm going to have to be careful because I don't want the glue to be in the windows if I can possibly help it. So slide it over. There's been some glue there. I don't know whether I could dab it off. Oh, it's smudged it in. Rats, it smudged it in. Now I will go over that with a bit of rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip to get out the glue there, but I can leave it for now. So we'll do that. So we've got that, and what we're going to start off with is just one of mine. So you want 3 of these, and my width measures 4 1/8, and it's 8 and 8 3/8. So I'll just double check. yeah, and that just fits in there nicely. So it's going to be a fold down, and then it's going to wrap over. My brain's gone. Can't think of the name. So I've got that, and then I've got another piece that measures, so it's exactly the same top there, and I've cut this down to 4 3/4, and then just scored it. It's just scored at 5/8 of an inch there. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure I've got a really good crease now on this bottom. Okay, now I'm going to do it so that it is neat on the front. So I'm going to glue this on the back. So I'm just going to put this, you glue down here, and that's going to go on the back. So I'm going to build it up from, yeah, that's the one I want. So just make sure that you've got it exactly in the crease. So that's going to bend up like that. Just make sure it's absolutely level at both sides, and that's going to be like that. Okay, now I will put the front piece on. So the DSP I have made 8 1/8 by 3 7/8, and you want 3 of these. You want 3 of those, but only 1 of those. So okay, so I'm just going to put that so it's got an equal increment all the way round. Okay, just put it down slightly. There we go. Okay, now we're going to build this up. So it's going to stand up obviously like this. This will have to keep folding up. So I'm going to build it from the back going forward. So I will put a gold, one of my gold trees, and I'll just make sure, yeah, I think that's fine. I'm all right to go a little over this edge, but not so that it goes over that part. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick these down with dimensionals. I'm not going to stick it flat. I think we'll have dimension on it all the way. So I'm going to put a few of these going on there, and I think I'm going to cut, where's my old scissors, if, oh, they've got some here, these are not the ones that I should be using, but I'm going to use this because I don't use my best Stampin' Up scissors. Just want to get a little bit for there, and it's a little bit smaller, and then for the top bit I want a narrow bit, so I'll take that off, and a narrow bit. So can I see? Yeah, I think I'll just cut into that just there and there. So don't forget, on your dimensionals you can use every last little bit of your dimensional, because it's all sticky, it's all a foam pad, so you can use every little bit of it. Okay, so let's move those out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to put it, I don't want to go over there as well, so that's okay to go a little bit over there. So I'm going to sort of position it like that. Then I'm going to get a white one, and I've slightly made this. Oh, let me tell you how big my trees are. So my trees are 7 1/4, and the widest bit of them is 1 3/4, right at the very bottom. However, some of them I've made they're like 2 inches, two in the widest part, they're probably 2 inches. Yeah, so I'm going to stick this one coming down a bit, and I might stick that flat to the back, this one, so I'll do that. Now of course you can get dies like these, so you can look for dies. You could even cut this out yourself if you're clever at cutting stuff out. You could make up your trees yourself. I'm going to stick that a bit further down, and then I want another. I'll do another one. Now this is slightly smaller, so this looks as though it's not far off. It's 1.25 inches, and this is yeah, it's just under 7.25. So I'll put that up there, and I think I'll put that on dimensional, so turn that over and see where I can get my dimensionals going. So as I say, I'm going to call these sessions Craft Along With Me, because it's just things that I'm working on that you might be interested in. So if you're not interested in anything but Stampin' Up, then you probably don't want to look at these, because as I say, these are from Circuit. I have a Circuit Joy Extra that I've been telling you, so I am using that quite a lot in my cutting out. So I have cut all the pieces out, every single piece so far I've cut out with my Circuit Joy Extra. I better say that because it's not just a standard, it's Circuit Joy Extra. Let me get that. Okay, just peel those off there. Okay, and I think I'll stick that about there, and then we'll have one more gold. Now I'm going to chop a little bit. Let's have a look. I don't want it hiding, so let's have a look. That will be about there. If I chop some off and make it lower, did I make any of these wider? Oh, look. This I want to go. I might just leave it at the length it is. So I'll leave that for my next layer. So what I've also got is some snowflakes. So I'm going to cut. This is. I'm just going to kind of put that on there. And have I got a smaller one? Because they're all random sizes and I don't know. That is the smallest one. No, I'm going to leave that. I think I'll decorate with snowflakes after, just in case I'm covering things up. Now, I think I'm going to do this now. I'm doing that, but I'm going to put this in first now and then stagger it back. I think that might be my better alternative. So I have got a piece of card that I've just cut at 4 inches wide. Now it's random size, it's 4 inches. It just happens to be 5 3/4, but that's not what I'm after. I have got a die from the on the farm, so it's kind of hill, but this is going to be my snow. So I want to put that right at the top, but I'm going to probably have it about there. So what's about there? I'm just going to bring in my mini, and I'm going to see what I want. I'm going to have to bring in my trimmer as well, aren't I? So let's just place my mini there a minute. I was saying I want something about there, but I want to be able to do it. So I think I want something about that size. So I'll tell you now roughly what that is. That is, oh, if you say 2 1/8, if you do it at 2 1/8, that will be a good idea. So what have I done with my trimmer? Thought I got my trimmer round. What have I done with my trimmer? Right. Then it's not going to be, oh, I can see it now. I'll put it within my reach. I'm going to bring out my mini guillotine. Okay, so there's my piece there, and I wanted it about 2 inches, so I'm going to put 2 inches there. Just put that over there a minute, and I'm going to put this now on here. And which side did I cut? That's got a rough edge on there, so I'm going to put that die on there as at the top. So I'll just put that there. In fact, I'm going to put it at an angle, so it's a bit better for your machines if you put it at an angle wherever you're possible. And I'm going to take that through. Let's move that out of the way. And take that through there. There we go. And that's given me a nice bit of snow there. And just going to put that on the floor a minute and bring in my trimmer because I needed that anyway. And I think, whoops, I'll just score that at, I think, 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch will be fine. So I'm going to score that 1/2 inch. Okay. So put that just where I can see it and bend down to get it. Bend it back. Okay, and I'm only bending it with my hand. That's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to see, I might have to chop that actually, because I want, let's see where my judge is. So I'm gonna put that in between, but I want it about there. So if I do that and I do that, I'm going to have to cut it about there. So you can see the process as I'm doing, what I'm having to look at. So it depends where you put it. I'm going to chop it the other way. No, I'm not. I'm going to have to do it that way. I'll put it on a line. So I'm using a line down here. Where did I see my chop? So my chop's about there. Straighten it up with that line. I'm going to press and hold and chop down. Okay. I'll put that behind me a minute. Right, so now I'm going to see as far forward as I can put that. I'm putting it, and then this is going to have glue on it. I'm going to put my piece there. I'm going to hold it a minute or two because I don't want this to get ruined. I'm going to hold that there. Right, now my tree. So I'm going to bring my tree in, and I don't want my tree as tall, so I'm going to take my tree down to about there. So I'm going to chop my tree off there. Okay, and then that's going to go underneath like that. So we're going to stick that to the far side, so I can only stick a little bit of glue because I'm gonna, so you can see, I will put it down again to make sure it's level there. And what I'm going to do is fold that up so I can see, in fact I can come further out, so I'm going to keep doing that. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that, so that's going to go there. So when you open the card up, that can bend back, and then I'm going to put the church on. So again, I can only put glue on the bottom of this, so not too high up. And what I did with this is I cut out as it was, and then I went onto the contour and got rid of all the cutouts so that it could cut me the gold layer out behind it. Okay, so I'm going to put that about there. Okay, now I don't like how that is showing there, so I'm just going to kind of round that so it wasn't so square. And in fact I don't like that, so I'm going to round that, so you can go back in and do things when you've done it. Okay, and then I'm going to, so that's going to go up there. Now we've got to be careful because as I've put this up, I've just realised that's coming over. Is that going to be a problem? Phew, no, it's not. So do check that with your envelope. Go back and keep closing it to make sure that you're clear with your envelope. So that there. Okay, now the next row, so I'm going to have another row now, and that piece of white, there we go, and I'll bring in that again. I think now I might try a higher up bit, so that was 2, wasn't it? So I might have this, let's see, where's my trim? I'll put that behind me. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to go for 3 this time. I think I'll do that 3, and then we'll take this through in a minute. And this should show up better this time because of course I covered quite a lot of the snow slope, so making sure it goes up. Now I can't really curve this much because of the rest of the card. I'm going to put that in a minute and run this through. Okay, let's put that out of the way, put that over there, so that, and I'll move those out of the way. Right, now my trimmer back in, and I'm just going to do that 1/2 inch again. Okay, 1/2 inch. Okay. Okay, and that going to go behind, and that's all right now, the width and everything. I'm going to give it a good bit of space, so there's at least 1 inch. I'm only going to eyeball it, but I've given it at least 1 inch, and I've done behind there, and put that about there, and I'm just going to hold that in place for just a minute so that it adheres. Okay, now on this gold tree, that's just a white one, in fact I think I want a white one there, so I'm going to stick that on the front or on the back, on the back I think, so that it's got a bit more glue on it. I'm balancing it up because right, so let's have a look. Whoops, not a good idea. When that goes up like that, I don't want it too high, so maybe about there. So keep checking, as I say, keep checking. Gonna have that going there, so that was down at the bottom, but that's okay, that's secured that. Okay, just keep looking how it's looking, so you can kind of see that. I'll do that, and I think maybe I'll put a gold in. So we'll put gold in between those. Let's see. Get off, get off. Probably. So let's see. Just got to keep making sure not going too high. I'm going to just shut that fully to make sure. Is that going to be too high? Have to have it there. Right, that is going to take a little bit off, so I'm going to take a little bit off there. Just going to go back now and have a look to make sure when it folds. Yeah, that's about okay. Yeah, I got that about right. Okay, so we've got quite a bit I can have on there of glue. Put that up. Again, look, make sure. Okay, now I think that's okay. Right, now, so that's there. I'm just gonna bob down a minute to see. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's okay to start with. Right, now just going to leave those on one side now, and we'll go back to them in a minute. but we'll leave them on one side. So I've got another one, exactly the same size as I told you the first one, and I'm going to do it that way, and again exactly the same. So we have got 3 of these, so I'm going to put the paper on here. Just make sure you've got equal increments all the way around. There we go. And I want a white tree on here. I think I've got this piece here, so I'm just going to run this through. So just bring back in my money, and this piece is, it's actually a 1/16 over 1.5 inches. Remember, it's 4 inches going across. Gonna leave that right at the top and bring in my mini to cut it. Take that right to the edge. Okay, line that through. Okay, so bring the die back so I'm not losing that. Put the mini out of the way. Bring in this, and now, yeah, I want it that way, so just glue this down, and this is going to be glued right at the bottom. Just going to leave an equal increment because it's a bit shorter than either side. If that bothers you, you can do it same as the DSP, or you can do it the other way, but that's absolutely fine. I'm going to then put a tree, and I think I'll stick this on dimensionals as well, or shall I get, yeah, I am going to stick it on dimensionals. So we'll have one down there, one there, and then I need to cut some again. Oh, nearly got my best scissors because these are black and not pink. Oh look, oh no, I don't want that one yet. Let's see whether we can get one just there, and I really need some thin I'll go in like that and like that, I think. So just want to support the top of the tree. Now, because this is not coming down at all, I'm only guided by the one that I've done. Okay, just put this side. There we go. That can go on there like that. And then I've got a lovely deer that's going to be on here, and this one is going to go on dimensionals as well. So that one I've just done. Do that, and then I want maybe you can get that corner bit. Oh yes, look at that, in the head, and we'll just support its body a bit more, I think. So let's do that. Take that off, and I'm just going to do that down onto one leg. Okay, take those off. and then we'll have him going up there like that. Okay, so and then we'll decorate that later, so that's another one. And then we'll bring in the last one to do. So again, so that's just a deer, and then bring these in now. Now the lampposts always remind me of Narnia. I always think of the lamppost and Narnia, so I've got a Narnia lamppost as far as I'm concerned. And the witch, the wardrobe. Okay, so we want another piece of for the other side, so I'm going to have to get a bit of scrap. Let's see if this is 4 inches. Yeah, just slightly over, so I'm going to take it down to 4, but I'm just going to cut it off to start with. So that's in fact I won't even cut it off, because what I'll do is just do that there. So I'll do that there and put that through. So as I say, I'm just using scraps. Put it that way, right. I'm just going to put a little bit off there because it is a little bit wider, making sure I get that rough bit off, doing that. So do whatever you fancy, there's no wrong, there's no right. Okay, so it's just doing what you fancy. Okay, and I'm just going to take this down. I'll just use my thing. I want to take it down to 4 inches. Let me put my die so I know where it is, because I want it to be exactly the same as the other. So just going to take that to the 4-inch line and chop this off. That's it, so it's the same as the other. And then that's going to go a bit higher on this side. Again, I'm just going to watch equal distance, because say I've done my pieces 4 inches, you can do them the same as your DSP or the same with one, but I'm just going to put that at the bottom. I'll actually put it level with the bottom, so put it level with the bottom to make them all the same. Shove it down, there we go. And this time, got my Narnia lamppost. Love my Narnia lamppost. Right, what I'm going to do is stick a wreath. So, in fact, it's not plain at the top, so I'll do it at the bottom. So I'm going to stick a wreath around, and it's just going to be hung on those there. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on my wreath just to secure it in place. So I've got that there. It's just going to secure it in place. Now I'm not going to put this up on dimensionals. I'm just going to put this down straight away. Get back. So where have you gone? I think wherever it went. And I'm going to put this over to my side, so that's going to go in there. Okay, and I've got a lovely little bow that I did to stick on. Okay, and it's going to go just on the wreath there, right in the middle. Okay, like that. And my Merry Christmas. Now my Merry Christmas is quite dimensional, so I think I'm just going to put that straight down. Okay, so that's going to go straight down. Gonna go even there, just make sure that it's straight like that. Get down. Okay, and then I've got another deer. This deer's gonna go on this. Don't know whether to stick him fully down. Yeah, I'm gonna stick him fully down. Let's do him. Okay, and I think I'm going to do him quite a lot on the white. I'm going to put him low down, I think. There we go. And now I've got a bigger snowflake. Don't want a smaller snowflake. I think I'll do that one. I've got medium snowflake. So we'll go there. That can go there. And I'm going to finish off with stuff later. Right, so we've got our 3 pieces now. So now we're going to need to attach them. So I'm putting that up there and I'm going to glue on. I've got 2 pieces. Come on, I've had my ruler all the time. What have you done with it? There. I've got a piece that was 2 inches by 5 inches, scored at 1 inch. Okay, and let's move that out of the way. In fact, I think I will do, no, I won't. I'll leave that till the end just so I can see where I want it. Now, this is going to be on your left. Right, sorry, right. And I don't want to quite put it in in fact, I think I want to stick it on the main first. I'm going to stick it on the main first, yeah. So I'm going to stick this on the back like that. So I'm going to stick glue down here. Now this is going to be a very padded card. Okay, so it is going to be bulky. Okay, now I'm going to stick that and I'm going to bend it over like this so that it makes it even, and then I'm going to do the same. I should have another piece around, yeah, and I want to really do that. So this is exactly the same, 2 inches by your 5, and I'm giving these a really good crease. And then again, I'm going to stick this. So I've been doing so many projects. I am working in a very untidy space. I know that some people that will really irritate avid crafters know what it's like. So I'm going to make sure that it's at the bottom and they're folding over like that. Okay, and I think we will do the one that has got the most on, because we've got to fold it over, and actually we might have to pull it out a little bit more. So I'm pulling this out now. I have to take it off and I'm going to have to pull it out actually. So I think I'm going to have to make sure it's about 1/8 of an inch out. This is for tuckability. So let's see. This one needs to be 1/8 of an inch out. So that's about 1/8 of an inch out. So I've done it about 1/8 of an inch out. Doesn't matter if they're not exact. Okay. And then we'll try again. So this is the one that's going to be on the back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting this in the middle. So I'm marrying up this. Can you see? I'm marrying it all up. So it's like that. And you just choose one. And you're just going to go with glue on that. Now, I'm not going all the way to the middle. Going to be careful how far I go, and then I'm just going to bring that up and hold that. So marrying it there. Okay, and then so that we are not getting in a mess here, I've got the same as we did for the front. I have now got 3 pieces of DSP to go on the back, the same size as what I did the 3 on the front. So now that covers over quite a lot of your just check the other through. 2, 3, that looks a bit, so it missed a bit there. Oh no, I know why it's looking more like that, is because of this here folding over. So okay, so we've got that bit on now, and then we're going to put the next one. So you're going to line it up with the top one there, and then don't put right the way to the middle. Whoops, that was a bit too close to the middle there. And you're gonna, let's get it closer on the end. Yeah, just bring that in. You're gonna hold that down. Like that. This is hopefully that this is going to fit in now. That's very tight, very tight. Let's see if I can show it in a bit. Okay, and then we've got another piece to go on there, so that's going to go on there like that. Now this has got to go all the way to Australia, this has. Okay, there we go. Okay, and so that opens like that. Oh, seems to have picked up the glue. I didn't want that happening. It's because I slid it off, didn't I? Just going to rub away my glue a minute. Rub away the glue there. Let's see if there's any that needs rubbing away there. Okay. Okay, so we put that one in first, didn't we? I think, and that one there. Right, I'm going to turn it over, and this is the centre back, and I've got a piece for the centre back. And there we go. So that's my centre back. Okay, there. Now I even decided, because I'm being very frugal, this is the DSP, but you've got a white side on the back, so I'm going to use it to my advantage, and I'm going to use Night of Navy. Let's just move those out of the way a minute and bring in my sentiment. So if you know, I am a Christian, and so Christmas is all about Christ. So Christmas begins with Christ, and then I can write there. And let's give that a minute or so. So that's going to go in the centre back. Okay. Okay, and I think I'll put it lower down in the middle. That's fine. Oops, don't do that. Okay, so I can write on that. Right, so let's open it back up and let's begin to do some decorating now, more decorating. Okay, so I have got a big, I think I'm gonna stick this little tiny one. I'm gonna stick that right at the top of the tree. Got a bigger one, I think I'll stick there. Oh, I didn't want to do it there. Oh dear. Well, it's going to have to go there now. And to do it in three, so let me just see what. Gonna stick another one. That's on. That can go on there, about there. And let's have a look. So on this one, it's not a very big one though, is it? Well, I think I'm going to stick a one on there. Let's get that in there, and we'll stick right at the top. I'm going to have to let that set before I can close it up. But what I want to do is stick some green as though these are white. So I'm going to start at the top if I can, and gonna go that, and they're gonna come down. So these are kind of like lights on the trees. So I'm turning the corner, and then we're going to come back down here. So I'll stick that there. And that's going to be about there. No, there's no wrong and right. Do it. Go with the flow. That's going to go there. That's going to go out there. And that there. again. Oops, where are you going to go? About there. There. Now, I'm going to have to go back down this way. Oops. Going down that way now. Can go there. Oh, I've got one on my nail, but that's screw dots come off. I'm hoping that's going to stick enough because its glue dot came off. Stick it about there. I'm going to stop, I think. No, I'll go a bit further. Having too much fun sticking them on, aren't I? I might finish it off because sometimes you see this side of the card, don't you? There. And I'll go on the end there. Oh, and I'll just do one more going the opposite way, why not? So about there, that'll do it. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to stick some white ones. There's me. Other ones. I thought I'd stick some. Oh, they're the ones I wanted. I wanted them smaller really, but never mind. I've got a big white one that I can stick in the centre of there. Okay, because that's a fairly big one. And I think I'll hopefully that will be okay, that big. Come on. Stick a big one on there. That's still quite, didn't get that from there, did I? That way. What's happened? Oh, I stitched on there, so I want one just that size, put it on there. Oops. Okay, that can go on there. Oh, another big one's over there, so I'll put that one on that one there. So I want a smaller. Yeah, that is smaller. Down here. Oh, that's flirted off somewhere. Oh, my rubbish. Put this one. It's a bit smaller on there. And I want another smaller one. Where are we? A smaller one that I can have. I think why I didn't choose that one because it's sticking out a bit too much, but go on to the one where I've just seen there's a lot of glue there, so that will pick it up anyway. Right, so there's that one there, that one. Right, now have I got any more snowflakes left? Yes, I've got one more snowflake. So I might have this one here. Do it a bit there, snowflake there, and I think I'll go a bigger one again. So that's a little bit bigger. Put one on there. Okay, so it will be easy like that, like that. Okay, that's not going, and then that stands up like that. Right, you'll be able to see it better on the actual, try and show you, on the front of the video, because I will take a picture now and show you on the front of the video. So I hope you liked that. Thank you very much for dropping by. I do appreciate it. Stay safe, stay well. And the lady, I'll try and look her up and put it in the details. Thank you very much. Bye for now.